Hello children. Today we begin with the next topic, page number 69, trapezium. When only one pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is parallel, then the quadrilateral is called as a trapezium. What it means is you have a figure like this ABCD. Here you have a pair of opposite sides, that is AB is parallel to CD, but AD and BC are not parallel to each other. Such kind of a quadrilateral is called as a trapezium. Okay, and if you have a trapezium wherein the non-parallel sides of it are congruent, then such a trapezium is called as an isosceles trapezium. So if the non-parallel sides of a trapezium are congruent, then it's called an isosceles trapezium. The segment which joins the midpoints of the non-parallel sides of a trapezium is called the median of the trapezium. So if I were to know the midpoint of both these sides and I were to join them, the line that I get would be called as the median of the trapezium. Okay. Now we begin with the exercise 5.4. Exercise 5.4, you can look into your textbook for the question. I'll be solving it here and showing it to you. Question number 1, exercise 5.4, you have a trapezium like this, quadrilateral IJKL. Yeah, it's not given that it's a trapezium. There's a quadrilateral IJKL wherein side IJ is parallel to KL. Okay, angle I is 108 degrees, angle K is 53 degrees. Find the measures of angle J and angle L. Now, since in this quadrilateral, since you are given IJ is parallel to KL, we know that the interior angles will be supplementary. So, angle I plus angle L is 180. So, 180 minus 108, angle L is 72. Similarly, these two angles put together should be 180. Same reason. So, 180 minus 53, this angle will be 127 degrees. So, angle J is 127, angle L is 72 degrees. That's the first question. Question number 2. In quadrilateral ABCD, side BC is parallel to AD. Okay. Side AB congruent to side DC. If angle A is 72 degrees, then find the measures of angle B and angle D. So this is what is given to you. You have BC parallel to AD. Okay. Now construction. We will draw CE parallel to AB such that A dash, E dash, D. All these 3 points lie on a straight line and we are drawing CE parallel to AB. Now, for the solution, you have BC parallel to AD given. You have BC parallel to AE. Reason A dash, E dash, D. These 3 are in a straight line. So, you have BC parallel to AE also. We know AB parallel to CE by construction. So, if I have both the opposite pairs of sides congruent, what kind of a quadrilateral is this? It's a parallelogram. You have side AB congruent to side CD, right? You have side, Therefore, you have side AB congruent to side CE because it's a parallelogram. You know opposite pairs of sides. The opposite pairs will be congruent. So you have AB congruent to CD, you have AB congruent to CE. From there you get CE congruent to CD. Now if CE congruent to CD, what do you infer from there? Angle CED congruent to angle CDE from the isosceles triangle theorem. Okay, isosceles triangle theorem. Then angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degrees because they are parallel lines, the interior angles are supplementary. So, angle B will be 180 minus 72, which is 108 degrees. Okay. Now, angle B is congruent to angle CEA. Why? Because opposite angles are congruent in a parallelogram. So, these both angles are congruent. So, I got angle B is 108. That means this angle CEA is also 108. But we know that this angle plus this angle is 180 because it's a linear pair. So this angle is 108 means this angle will be 180 minus 108, which is 72 degrees. Okay. Now if this angle is 72 degrees, we know these two angles are congruent. We have proved it before. Therefore, angle D is also 72. So angle B is 108, angle D is 72 degrees. Okay. So this is how we do question number 2. Go to the third question. In quadrilateral ABCD, you have side BC is smaller than AD. Side BC parallel to side AD. So this BC is parallel to AD. And if side BA congruent to side CD, prove that angle ABC is congruent to angle DCB. So we have to prove these two angles are congruent to each other. Okay. For this, first thing that we do is, so you are given BC parallel to AD, BA congruent to CD. You have to prove angle ABC congruent to angle DCB. Construction, draw AE parallel to DC. So you are going to draw AE parallel to DC. Extend this BC in such a way that E dash, B dash, C, these three lie on a straight line. Now, the proof, AE parallel to DC by construction, BC parallel to AD is given. Therefore, EC is parallel to AD because E dash, B dash, C. Therefore, they are in a straight line. So, we have got EC parallel to AD. Therefore, what kind of a parallelogram is this? You have this side parallel to this. You also have AE parallel to DC by construction, and therefore, it's a parallelogram. Quadrilateral AECD is a parallelogram. Now, since it's a parallelogram, we know that the opposite pairs of sides are congruent also. So, AE is congruent to DC. But we are given that AB is congruent to DC. So, from there we infer AB is congruent to AE. If these two sides are congruent to each other, these two angles are congruent by isosceles triangle theorem. Angle AEB and angle ABE are congruent by isosceles triangle theorem. Next, the next thing that you will be doing is, we know this angle plus this angle together is 180 because it's a parallelogram, interior angles are supplementary. Then we also know these two angles put together is 180 because it forms a linear pair. So this angle plus this angle 180, this angle plus this angle is also 180 degrees. So from there, what do I infer? This plus this 180, this plus this 180. But we know these two angles are congruent to each other. Therefore, these two angles are congruent to each other. I have explained it like this. See, these two together 180, these two are also 180. Since right hand sides are equal, let's just equate the left hand sides. So AEC plus DCB equal to EBA plus ABC. So write it down like this. Now, when I write this equation like this, which are the two angles which are equal and will get cancelled, you know? Angle AEB and angle ABE. AEB, ABE. So ABE and AEB. Now AEB and AEC are one and the same because E